And we finally see the big finale between Sailor Moon versus Queen Metalia. I gotta say, this honestly felt like the finale of the episode, and it's crazy that we even got one more of this arc to come for next week's episode. So this episode was like pretty much self-explanatory. Like we had like Usagi was like using her like spirit to like help the other Sailor Scouts. You know, they were like charging up their final attacks and stuff like that. They were trying to do their Sailor Planet attack against Queen Metalia, and since she absorbed the legendary Silver Crystal, she's just become humongously like surrounding the planet, and it was just like draining all life. Like people started turning into like zombies, like the whole world started turning into stone and stuff like that, and they had to stop her quick, otherwise she would have like completely surrounded the planet and just completely drained it of their energy. And she was even draining the Sailor Scouts of their own energy. And it was kind of like a little bit emotional when you saw like Usagi like helping all of them, like you see the little spiritual version of her. And when we finally saw like inside of her, because they decided to get the huge ass legendary holy sword and use all their powers to the point where they nearly sacrificed their lives and try to attack Queen Natalia, it was kind of like of no use because it was already that powerful. And then seeing Usagi inside of Queen Metalia and Mamoru, and there was actually a legit reason why these two survived. I was like, wait a minute, didn't they just get both stabbed and cut and stuff like that? And it turns out that actually the Doizai, all the knights and all that, actually saved Mamoru, and for Usagi, like Mamoru actually used the actual pocket watch to actually say that. And I was like, holy shit, that's kind of a little bit clever. I'm gonna give it that. Like I thought it'd be some like kind of bullshit saying, oh no, the Silver Crystal just healed us. No, they actually both saved each other with the stuff that they were given. So I really did like that. That was kind of like some emotional stuff like that. I thought that was like, you know, kind of a little bit beautiful that, you know, in the end, but Mamoru is friends, and in the end, Usagi, it was basically the one that she cherishes the most. I've got to say, though, the most disappointing part of this episode was, in fact, the budget. I was going to say, this episode looked like it had no budget at all. It was a lot of still frames, like a lot of non-movement and stuff like that, which is sad and all that, because, like, the art just looked absolutely beautiful throughout the episode and all that, but it was just very much noticeable that the budget pretty much was going at this part of the episode, which is something that's a shame, because Sailor Moon has always looked beautiful, always looked fluent and all that, and this was, like, the one time when I was like, this is probably, like, the weakest episode on the animation and art point, I felt like. So, you know, it's something not to like too crazy on the point, you know, take negatives off it, but it was definitely noticeable compared to the other episodes. So yeah, with only one more episode left of this arc, I'm kind of, you know, feeling a little bit sad about it, because, you know, I really did like this arc and all that for being, you know, throughout the entire series and all that, but no, we've already had promos about the new arc and all that, so I'm ready to move on. I honestly thought that it was going to conclude at the end of this one when we saw, like, Usagi, like, pulling up, like, you know, the legendary Silver Crystal into a staff and stuff like that, and she was, like, ready to beat up Queen Metalia, and it's just, like, with the next episode preview that we're now about to, like, heal the world with, like, a giant moon healing escalation and stuff like that, and honestly, this episode was just very emotional. I felt like they put a lot of raw energy, and it's like, yeah, we're gonna beat you, Queen Metalia. So overall, yeah, this episode was really good. The only big negatives, like, I can honestly say about it is just that the animation and the art was like, it just took a major down on this one. So hopefully this isn't like a permanent thing and all that, because Sailor Moon has always looked beautiful. So I'm just guessing that they perhaps just like didn't have enough like budget this time, like since it was like near the end of the year and stuff like that. So yeah, maybe that's what I'm thinking. But let me know in the comment section down below. I'm definitely gonna give this one a 7.5 out of 10 this week and all that. It was still a very good episode, just that, yeah, the art and animation really just did take a mean dump on it. But let me know in the comment section down below. But that's all from me, so thank you very much for watching as always, and I'll see you guys next time.